Lesson 8 involves working with HTML5 forms. And so you will be reading the pages in the book that deal with forms. And then you'll go through the lecture demo, which has a lot of detailed information on forms. I actually put a video in here because there is so much information. When possible, I did make the information interactive so that you can kind of see how things work. In addition to forms, you'll see that there is some CSS in here. So a lot of CSS that you guys have already used. You will see in here like border. That's how you can kind of outline input areas. And this actually outlines the entire radio button section. So that is the type of CSS that you'll see in here. It's all CSS that you already know. And then you'll see these little interactive areas where you can kind of play around with it. And you will get the opportunity to use this in the textbook and also in the lab assignment. When you work on the textbook assignment, there's basically one form that you're going to be creating. And so I'm giving you a shell for this, which you're going to right click and download. But you're going to have to put in all of the form tags. So I've got all of the CSS in here for you. But you can see that in the body, I've got kind of the opening and the closing form tag. And so you can see the action here submits it to a form processing page that includes a script. And so when you submit your form, that's where it's going to go. And it's basically going to display back the key value pairs that were submitted, just so you can see what that looks like. And so you will be adding all of the form data in this section. And this is what you need to add. So I know it's a lot of typing and that is kind of a bummer, but that is kind of how you learn. So yes, this is a lot of typing, but you only have to do it once because that is the crux of the assignment. Okay, so when you're done, your page should look like this. If it doesn't, then you need to check for typos. And once you finish the main form, then you're going to create what's called a mail to form. So you'll just save your form under a little different name, and you will change the first line of the form. And that's it. That's the entire assignment. For the lab, you're going to be creating your own form. Now, what I would do is use the customer form that you've already keyed everything in. I would use that as kind of a template. So you don't have to key all that stuff in again. Or you can take a look at my example and you can right click, view the page, and use this as a template because this has everything in it as well. But the form does need to be your own. So I don't want to see a student preference form. I want to see your form. So it can be on any topic that you are interested in. So if you're interested in gaming, you can do it on games. If you have other hobbies, center it around your hobby. Okay. I've had people actually do a family reunion form. I've had people do gaming forms. I've had people interested in music and do music forms. So it can literally be on anything you want. Okay. And so these are the requirements that you need to incorporate in. And then you will need to update your assignment page with the customer and mail to form and then your own custom form. So that is the assignment. And because the forms are kind of fun, you are going to showcase your form and share it with the class. So you'll come into the discussion. You will add a new discussion topic. And so if I was going to do this, I would be adding my student preference form, right? So I would say student preference form, and then I'll just put in here example. Okay, and so here is a link. So basically, I'm just clicked on this, Control C to copy. Then I click the link button, Control V, that'll paste, and I'm going to have it open in a new window so that you don't lose your discussion. We'll create the link, and then I'm just going to answer the questions. And you can actually highlight Control C and Control V and kind of answer them like that. Who is the audience? And for mine, it would be current and potential students. What is the purpose? And how did I decide on a layout? So if you kind of look at my layout, you can see I did Flexbox. That makes it responsive. And I did want to show the background image. And so I kind of chose like this outdoorsy nature theme. And I pulled in some of the green colors for the form itself. And so when I did my different sections of the form, I only had them take up about half of the page because I wanted some of that background to show. And I also made these little sections slightly transparent so that some of that background graphic could come through. And the whole thing is responsive. And so you can kind of see how that works. I didn't repeat the background graphic because I think repeated graphics look bad. And I needed like a base color for the background. And I chose that lighter green from the graphic. And I did not go with the dark black color just because I had these boxes slightly see-through and that would have made them really dark. So anyway, those are my design things. So what I would put in here, why I grouped elements together. So I grouped logical elements together. And I went with a flex box. And then I have the form. Okay, so that's what I'm putting. And then I'm submitting. So once you make your submission, then you just need to review your classmates' posts. And then you're going to reply to one of them indicating what you liked about the form. So if you post and nobody else has posted, you certainly can reply to mine. Otherwise, go ahead and reply to your classmates. If you have any questions or run into problems with your form, let me know and have a great week.